home and get comfortable. I recommend lying down. You're welcome to sit up in meditation pose as well. You can stand on your head if you want. It's totally up to you. There's no right or wrong way to do this meditation this evening. And tonight, as I said earlier, my intention is to create space for us to experience rest and to release what is not serving us anymore, i.e., thoughts, limiting beliefs, experiences, people in our lives, maybe that it's time for us to let go of those relationships. And those are some things that you can focus on today as you get cozy and create that safe, secure physical space around you while we create the safe, secure, energetic space around you this evening during the meditation.
Yeah, and I'd really love to also one of the dearest practices for me all year long is my moon journal,
Mm.
and that is something really, it's a sacred practice for me. It's really reflective. I get to go inward, invite my guides, invite my ancestors to join me, and lots of magical things happen in that state. My suggestion is, especially if you're new to sound as a way of therapy and a way of healing, is to maybe to avoid jumping right back into the regular way of life, the sound and the screens. And I know we have to do a screen for this, but
Mm-hmm.
to stay in your space and maybe write a little bit about what you're feeling or what came up. And if you have a journal, great. If not, grab a spiral. It doesn't have to be a fancy journal. Grab a spiral and date it. And it's magical when you look back on the things that come up or the things that you're thinking of about or trying to release, and to just go back every couple of months and look at that progress. Because really, when you put intention into something, anything can happen.
I totally agree with you. Intention is our most powerful tool besides our voice, right? That's why I love working with sound because it's what we're made of, right? Each of our 40 trillion cells is in a constant state of vibration, and vibration is what creates sound. It's what creates the sound waves so we can hear things, we can hear our voice. The vibration of our vocal cords in our throat is what creates the sound of our voice. So, really working with vibration and sound is something that allows us to maybe connect deeper in with ourself in a different way, in a different perspective.
I'm seeing in the chat, I'm seeing some people say first timers. Let's,
Mm.
type in the box. I'm curious, how many first timers do we have to sound session? And also, another thing that we like to do in our events is type in where you're from, represent your city, represent your country, because we've had people from all over the world joining us, and it's been quite magical.
Mm.
Okay, there we go. Lots of first timers. Fantastic.
Canada and North Carolina, awesome.
Oh, this is going to be good for you. You can write a little bit and roll straight into bed. Florida, LA. Oh, it's so many, so many.
We had someone from Nevada
Pennsylvania.
as well.
Yeah. Oregon.
Nice.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Lovely. Jersey,
Oh, there.
Ashland.
Oh, yes. Hollister, Jersey, Vacaville. We're all over Canada. That's so beautiful. Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. That's gonna lead me into my part of this deal here, is to say welcome on behalf of Banyan Tree Women's Collective. My name is Melissa, or you can call me Mel, and I am co-founder, CEO, and the program director. So I wear a lot of hats proudly. And that allows me to work and meet amazing people like Jessica, like Jill, if you just took the flow before. Um, we're a newly formed 501c3 based out of the peninsula of the San Francisco Bay Area. So I'm in my home right here in Menlo Park. A lot of you guys would know it as Facebook land. And that just gives you a reference. And when we started this nonprofit, my buddy and dear sister friend, Vivian, which I think she's on here. I think she's laying down, though I can't see her. We really wanted, hi Vivian, we really wanted to give access and opportunity and wellness choice to all. And Wellness, there's a price tag with wellness, and it's unfortunate. So a lot of people may not be able or think it's not even doable to do sound as therapy. Insurance definitely doesn't cover it. It's somewhat of a luxury, and it shouldn't be. And the other part of that is we wanted to show our practitioners that we value them by paying them fair compensation for their practices. And this is what we set out to do. We set out to do it in the beginning of a pandemic, and it's been crazy and it's been beautiful. And as you can see, we have community from all over the world. So that's been quite the blessing. I want to say thank you for showing up for yourself today. Thank you for taking time for your self-care. Thank you for exploring this. So many new people are probably going, what is about to happen to me? What is sound therapy? What is a sound bath? You're in for a treat. And feel so blessed that Banyan is able to bring this to you. And I hope that you enjoy it as much as I do. And I hope that you take this practice and you tell other people about the practice and so on and so forth. And you help us build community. I need you to be on the lookout for a couple things. Look out for the thank you email that will come out tomorrow. It will have all of Jessica's contact information in it. It will also have a very important survey. The survey literally takes 1 minute to fill out, but it helps Banyan know if we're meeting the community's needs. The other part of that would be a donation link. And if you have a couple dollars to throw our way or a whole bunch of dollars to throw our way, please know that it is greatly appreciated. This is a tough time for nonprofits, and every dollar goes back into programming. Once again, thank you for showing up for yourself. Thank you for showing up for the community. We're going to get going. Jessica, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Beautiful. Let me set you up on Spotlight.
Okay.
There you go.
Thanks so much, Melissa. I really appreciate all your hard work and inviting me to be here. I'm so honored to be your friend and to work with you. Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for being on this call today. My name is Jessica Nidifer. I'm with Agada Energy Healing. I'm based in San Jose, California. Born and raised, I'm a native here, but I do spend a lot of time in Mexico as well. That's my second home on the Yucatan Peninsula. Sound healing is something I've been working with for 14 years now. And it started with a little out-of-body experience that I had 14 years ago. And it was very interesting, and a very clear message came and said that this is what I was supposed to be doing for my purpose. And I thought, okay, that's great. I work in high tech. I have a business degree, and I'm going to do this. Okay, cool. We'll see how that goes. So I continued with my day job and my skills that pay the bills, and continued to study Reiki and sound healing, and continued to hone my skills over the years with people that I've worked with, studying with other teachers and masters, and giving myself the space to cultivate and grow in between. So I love working with sound because, again, it's what we're made of. It is vibration, it's sound waves. Our bodies are 70% water, and water is the most perfect medium to carry sound. Cetaceans, dolphins, and whales speak with sonar in the water. Sound can travel up to 5 miles through the water and only 2 miles in the air outside. So when we work with sound, we are affecting the waters of our body. We are adjusting our DNA. We are giving ourselves the space to experience ourselves in a new and different way, and to let go of what we think in our limited mind is real or true. Because sometimes what we see here in the physical world is not necessarily our truth. And that comes back to tapping into ourself on a deeper level, and really being okay with ourself in this physical body in each moment, and giving ourselves permission to make mistakes and to learn from those mistakes and to grow and evolve, because without ego and without those mistakes, we wouldn't be able to evolve. So the light and the shadow are equally as important in this human experience that your soul is having. And I'm super grateful and honored to be here and be a part of this journey with you. Today, for best sound quality, I recommend that you wear a headset or some earbuds. I recommend laying down and getting comfortable with a nice blanket and a pillow and your warm fuzzy jammies if you're at home and you got them. Um, Close your eyes. There's nothing to see here, and I'll invite you to turn off your videos during the session, um, because I don't need to see you and you don't need to see me. This is a sound experience. This is about listening, and it's about connecting in with yourself on a deeper level. So there's nothing to see here on the screen as I'm playing. I simply ask that you listen to what arises in your mind. And as different thoughts arise in your mind, I ask that you consider tapping into your body and being aware of where those sounds might be touching you more or bringing up or connected to a thought that's arising at the same time. To be aware of yourself in a new and different way. To close your eyes and go within. And if you have any questions, we'll leave time at the end to open up the line so you can ask questions. You can always type things in the chat. I'm going to move away from the screen shortly, and I'm going to sit behind. So I'm not going to be able to read the screen either during the session. So if something does become uncomfortable for you during the session, then I recommend, number one, breathing, acknowledging what's coming up for you, and sit with it for a moment. It may be uncomfortable.
And Jess, I'll be monitoring chat to give support. So
Awesome. Thank you so much. And at the end, again, Melissa and I will be here to answer any questions or to support more and give ourselves that space. So I'm going to turn off my speaker on this side so there's no feedback on your end. I won't be able to hear you if you're speaking to me. Melissa, if you need my attention, wave at me. I've got my contacts in now. So I'm going to turn off my speaker and get settled, and we'll begin. Okay. So as I said, there's nothing to see here on the screen. I can show you at the end how these instruments are played, what's happening. It's simple wands. One is a stick with a rubber head on it. The other is a rubber stick covered in suede. Two different types of bowls, alchemy bowls, and regular classic frosted quartz crystal bowls. All of them playing a different note on the musical scale, and each one of those notes, according to Ayurvedic medicine, is connected to 7 different energy centers in the body. Just like if you went for acupuncture, there are hundreds of acupuncture points on the body. We work with 7 main energy centers that all have a physical representation of what lives in that area of you, and also an energetic representation, an emotional representation. So if we're working with our gut area, this is our power center. It's our emotion zone. It's where we express from. It's where we have gut instincts or gut reactions from. And so if we want to connect in with that, that would be the key of E. So if you're looking at the scale, it would be C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Normal, regular musical scale for any other instrument. So if that helps you mentally see that in your head and how you want to connect in, you can use that. I'm going to do a guided meditation now to get us into a safe and secure space together. So I'm going to ask you to connect in with your breath. Really be aware of your breath as it enters your body. As the belly and the chest rise and fall with your breath in and your breath out. And giving yourself the space to simply be aware of you and how you feel. So as you close your eyes and as you're being aware of your breath, I ask that you imagine your foundation beneath you. And imagine roots growing beneath you into this foundation, this stable and secure foundation. Simply allowing yourself to feel connected beneath you to this secure space. And allowing yourself to breathe. And as you are being aware of your breath and your connection to all that is, I ask that you imagine a light. Maybe it's the light of the moon above, this beautiful full moon we're experiencing this evening. Beautiful beam of light coming from the moon above, down through the top of your head. This beautiful white beam of light. Focused, moving through the top of your head and down through your brain and through your spine, where this light is allowed to move through each vertebrae and out through all the nerves and tendons that spread through the body. And imagine the warmth of this light as it moves through you. Flowing gently, filling each and every cell of your body. And as you feel your body filling with this light, I invite you to imagine a beautiful bubble surrounding you now. This warm, safe, inviting space surrounding you. Here, now. Allowing everything outside of this bubble to be in existence, while allowing all of your focus to remain within. Coming back to the breath again. And feeling into the body. Where do you feel it the most? Where have the sounds entered? And what have they brought to your attention? bringing all of your attention to the heart center. Maybe even noticing the beating of your heart, the rhythm of you, your unique frequency in this world. How does it feel to be aware of this aspect of you? Is it possible to imagine yourself shrinking down and taking a walk around inside of your beautiful heart? Noticing how it feels. Working with the spiraling sound of the crystal instrument, imagining the spiraling sensation of the light within you as it moves through your heart, as you become aware of it, as you move deeper into it. Being aware of your body. Being aware of where your focus was right at this moment. What type of a thought was in your head? Simply coming back into your awareness. Noticing any areas in the body where you felt a release. And imagining those spaces being filled with a gold liquid light. And allowing that light to move through your body. Allowing it to touch each and every cell of your being. Feeling your roots once again. Your connection, your foundation. Taking a deep breath. Breathing back into the body. And allowing yourself to gently return to this space and time with full awareness of the groundedness of your roots, the light within you, and the safe and sacred space that we created here this evening that is always around you and within you. Taking another deep breath and feeling back into the fingers and toes, and breathing back into the body, and opening your eyes when you're ready.
We welcome everyone to turn your cameras on. I have given access to unmute yourselves if you choose to share or ask Jessica any questions. Take your time. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask. So as people are getting up and getting their bearings and finding their comfortable place, I really want to mention some facts about Jessica, which she didn't share, but on top of really practice, really serious and investing a lot of time, as a lot of money, she also does some really serious work in the community, which is one of the many things that I'm in awe of. I hope you don't mind me talking about you, Jessica, but she works with some of the most at-risk members of our community, and those are people in maximum security prisons. And Jessica is about this tall, and she's about this big, and she goes into these prisons with a lot of people that have lost hope, or maybe even, unfortunately, society has given up hope. And she goes in and she works with them with sound as one of the tools. And I just wanted to tell you thank you for that, because I don't know if I've ever expressed that to you, but I'm absolutely in awe of your work, and you never talk about it. And I think it's just so amazing, because that's also part of all of our community.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for that. Does
Yeah,
anybody have anything that they would like to share, or any comments for Jess?
Hello, Jess. My name is Varda. I'm from Canada. Last year I've been to a car accident, so I have still injuries and pain. The part of the session was I was able to I didn't feel connected to the sound. It hurt me. It was feeling like war, like that's my imaginary. So probably my thought was of fear. Through the session, I felt a little bit, some part I felt like church, bells of church, some more positive, you can say. So it was mixed feeling in terms of, yes, but it just wonderful that really Melissa is able to bring another module that I never would explore by myself. So I'm very thankful for that.
Beautiful.
Oh, thank you for sharing.
And real quick, so you can respond to Varda as well as Luz. She's directly messaged me. It's not to everyone, but oh, that's first time. Okay, trouble with internet. I'll address that in a second. You want to go ahead and talk, Jess?
Yeah.
I'll
Just that it was like also the MRI, like I have to go again to MRI. It's the same kind of sound, so it bring mixed feeling. That's what I'm, yeah, sound is mixed feeling.
Yes, sometimes the sounds can feel irritating or feel, like you said, like war, right? Because when we're in our daily experiences, because we are vibrational beings, we're not always hearing all the things that are around us or that are affecting us on a very low level of sound, right? There's sounds outside that we get used to as well, right? So there's like the traffic or the horns honking, or there is, planes going over, which I'm sure some of you heard during the session too, because the microphones are very sensitive. So we can't get away from those outside sounds. There's always sound, and we're not always conscious of it. So when we play different sounds that our brain is not used to hearing all the time, it can create this space in between where we're going to experience something new, or we're going to experience some mixed emotions because we're in uncharted territory. And so it allows us to, number one, be aware of ourselves in a different way, and to also have an opportunity to challenge ourselves to come back to center. That's why we always like to create that space at the beginning with the roots, the foundation, the light, and the bubble, right? Because that bubble is really around us all the time because we are safe and sacred space within. And so we create that space so that way if something does come up, it can be acknowledged and we can move through it together with in that energy.
Thank you. And may I say just another thing about, I like the meditation of like minimize yourself in going through the heart, because that's where I feel I'm like generous, and I know that I'm like a container and can accept and have everything. So it helped me. That's what I'm saying. It's beautiful, the golden light and going through your cells, and it's just beautiful. Yes.
Thank you for sharing, Varda.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. I can say my first session with Jessica, we were just meeting, and
that was so much fun.
I had just hurt my back pretty seriously on a series of injuries. And I've been managing PTSD for the last couple of years. And I came into her pretty loaded, couldn't sit, was in pain, was in emotional pain. And there were moments where some of the sounds, it was literally like a bulldozer was pushing on my nerves, until I found a point where it, I guess, kind of broke me and allowed me just to exhale a little bit in that space. So sound is powerful. We know that, right? A sound bath sounds really lovely, and it is, but it can also be a little bit of a challenge, especially when we start to battle with our own minds and like, are we doing this right? I know, I'm sure a lot of you are like, am I doing this right? Am I doing something wrong? That, and like, you're so focused on, are you laying there being present? You're focused on, are you doing that right? So I hope that a lot of you newbies, and I would love to hear your experiences. Feel free to email me directly, or Jessica. Would love to hear, what you take away from this. And I want to talk about sound real quick. So I was messaging with a couple of people privately. You can also, everybody has different computers, iPads, phones. So that's why she really expressed if you could wear a headset, that's another great way to really kind of tune everything out. But you can also go into your system preferences and inside, not so it's not the volume on your computer, actually going into your preferences and play around with your sound, and you'll see that that can make a difference too. Also though, sometimes the sounds are really subtle and they're still doing the work that they're intended to do. I hope that's fair to say, Jessica.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like the subtle sound of the refrigerator that you don't really pay attention to at night, that underlying tone, those sounds will keep playing. So some of the bowls will actually continue to resonate for up to a minute after I stop playing them. So it may sound soft or it may sound heavy. And when the overtones begin to create a dissonance or a sound in between two sounds, it will create that sense of coming in and out, coming in and out. So it may go down and may come back up. That's part of how the sounds are playing off of each other.
And Katina said she would like to share something.
Yeah.
You should be unmuted. We'd love to hear. Let's see if she can figure it out. Oh, a message. Okay, Katina, I can unmute you. Difficult when we have a large group. Okay. So something from, and it's actually we have wonderful volunteers and Rohan is one of our volunteers. And in regards, he gave some helpful tips for next time. If you're connected to Zoom, if you were connected to this Zoom session from browser sound, it will be bells or choppy. Rather, you would want to join from the Zoom app. So that's another helpful hint too. So downloading the app on your phone or computer, and the sound will be uninterrupted and consistent. Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you for sharing that.
Katina, I'm finding her. There she is. Okay, unmute. I found you. Okay, there you go. Unmute. There you go.
Did I get it?
You got it.
Okay. Hi. All right. So I'm Katina. I'm from New Jersey. I just wanted to share real quick. I lost my father this past year to COVID. I've been connecting more with myself and finding healing ways and reading about Buddhism and everything in between, like connecting with my spirituality in a sense. So this definitely was something different, but I truly did enjoy it a lot. One thing I did feel, and that I will write down in a journal, every time I noticed when she tapped a bowl, I felt a ripple, like wave in the center of my face, and then it like waved outward as if like a ripple effect or like a pebble, and like the vibration. It was, I've never felt it before, so I'm not sure if I'm describing it correctly, but that's how it felt. And then once the sound would stop, it would stop, and then she would do it again, and I'd feel a very powerful shock of that wave in the beginning, and then very gently it would ripple out and outwards of my face. So it was very amazing in a sense. I really did enjoy it a lot, and I kind of feel like that was a way of my body showing me like this is good for you. This is like something that you should be doing. So I just want to share that.
And the recall, as you were saying it, your face says it all as you were recalling.
Yeah.
And I'm really sorry about your loss.
Thank you.
And I hope we can hold space for you and your family.
Thank you.
What do you think about the ripple?
Yeah. So when we experience a physical sensation, that to me represents a release of something that's been there for a very long time. And it doesn't matter if you believe in past lives or other lives existing simultaneously. When we have been holding on to something for so long and we allow ourselves to let go, sometimes we will experience a physical sensation when the energetic release happens. especially when we're dealing with grief and loss, and letting go of that physical, the physical being that was your dad, right? And knowing that we never die, we change form, right? Energy never dies. And so I lost my dad 6 years ago, and it's still like it was yesterday. We were super close. So I feel for you, Katina. And I reach out to him often and can smell him sometimes. I can smell the stale Budweiser and cigarettes when he enters the space. And if you didn't like it when you were a kid, you love it when they're not there. It's like, oh, that's the best smell ever. And that ripple also happening in your face is opening your third eye, your intuitive knowing, and seeing beyond this space and time. And that's what you're being asked to feel into more now, because there's way more than this physical existence. And you are coming into that now.
I love that. Thank you. I needed that.
Thank you,
Thank you for sharing.
Do you do more of these? I'm sorry.
No, yes. We are actually this is the second time Jessica's been with us, and she will be back. Make sure to watch our events page. We have a full list of events constantly coming up, as well as we're going to send out Jessica's information in the thank you email.
Okay, thank you, ladies.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And Raven has a question for you as well.
I just want to start out by saying I did feel that same thing that Katina felt, but in my chest. It didn't scare me at first, but I was like, oh, sorry. That is my fault. I'm on my computer and my phone at the same time. But it originally startled me.
Oh, she muted her. You muted yourself. And let me unmute you.
Okay,
There
sorry. Are we working?
Yes.
We're gonna get it.
Okay, sorry. So it originally startled me a little bit, but then I was like, oh, okay, this is working. One thing that I noticed though, personally, I felt like I lost focus, like my mind started to wander a little bit, like, like I guess anyone would, like, oh, what did I do today? Or I'm actually moving into a new apartment tomorrow morning. And so I've been very, very anxious about that. And I feel my mind go to that so many times, and I tried to refocus myself. And I was just wondering if you had any advice about being present during the sound bath.
Yeah, so that's why at the beginning we do that meditation, because the mind and ego want to be off in the laundry list of things to do, and the importance in all of those things, right, that really don't matter at this point, because it's all going to get done, right? And even if it doesn't, it's still okay. But the mind wants to go into that. So of course it's going to scream louder when you are attempting to move into a space of rest or space of peace and quiet. So coming back to your roots, the roots that we talked about at the beginning, or going back to the bubble that we created at the beginning, that bubble of safe and secure space, that sacred space that you created at the beginning. It didn't have to look like a bubble. If it looked like something else when you imagined your safe and sacred space, that's fine. Simply bring your focus back to something like that instead of the laundry list. First, we want to acknowledge the thing that came up, though, so that way we can let it go. So, okay, I see that, and now I welcome it and I let it go. Okay, I see that and I welcome it and I let it go, and come back to the vision of your roots, or come back to the vision of your bubble. Give your mind a visual to come back to, because that's the easiest thing to pop back to right away.
Okay. Thank you so much for that advice. And thank you so much for your time. This was amazing today.
Yeah, have an amazing move into your new home.
First time. Thank you.
So many first timers. It's beautiful. Does anybody else have anything that they wanted to share before we
Nayeli?
our ways? Nayeli, okay, let me, boop. There you go. You should be able.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nayeli Ceja, and I've been doing sound healing with Jess for about a year, a little over a year maybe now. But this is the first time, Jess, that I've had, like, so maybe halfway through, Okay, maybe I should stop at the start of the, I'm sorry, my mind is like trying to grasp everything that, I kind of went through today. Um, so we got COVID in our home. And it's been a very stressful month to end the year with. And my mom unfortunately got pneumonia and had to be hospitalized a couple of days. She's home now. She's doing better every day. But we all got it in our household. And so today's intention today, and I kind of have adapted your mantra of I am healed and I am whole. And every time, and I've been saying that this whole month to myself. And I tell my mom, you have to say that to yourself, because our words and our intentions have power, and our brain has power, right? So that was part of my intention today, like just focusing on I am healed and I'm whole. And I haven't coughed in like 3 days. And halfway through the session, and I was really feeling it, I got this like huge coughing fit.
Mhm.
And I wanted to stop it so that I could go back. But then I was like, oh, wait, I think I had to get up and cough up some stuff and get it out. I don't know if that's part of
Yes.
it, or if that's just,
Yes,
it
it was
hasn't
part of your
happened like that
release.
to me before.
Yeah, part of the release, right? So whatever's living in the lungs, right? This is all heart chakra, heart center, right? And your lungs live in that area. So if it's being talked to, right, then sometimes like Raven and Katina experience, there's that physical symptom or that physical reaction that happens, or a physical sensation. And sometimes that coughing fit is coming up because there's something to clear there that is energetic, that will actually come up as a physical reaction because it's been there for so long that there's a physical response when you actually let it go. So you may not know what it is completely. And the fact that your family all got COVID together and all had different symptoms, and your mom having issues with the lungs as well, is talking about the healing of that heart center for the whole family. And this can go lineage, right? Like your mom, your mom, grandparents, great grandparents, and clearing the lineage, right? The healing work that we're doing here in our own right is not just for us. Is for the lineage, it's for the community, it's for the collective, right? So whatever you're letting go of, you're super intentional in your meditations, Nayeli. Every time you are working with me, you go deep. And so the fact that you honored the physical reaction and let yourself go into it, even though your mind was saying, no, go back into the meditation, that's showing a shift in the energy right there. So it's totally normal. It's totally, okay that it happened, and it doesn't mean you received any less during this intentional meditation, because whether you were in the room or not, like I'm not in the room with any of you, I'm in the ethers with you. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It's perfect for what you received during the time that we spent here together this evening.
Well, you were in my ear the whole time. So you went with me. It's just, I mean, I had reactions before, like, oh, my elbow pops or my knee pops or whatever. I just hadn't had any like physical expelling of anything before.
Yeah,
so
totally normal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Purge.
Thank you.
Purging. Does anybody else have anything? No. Well, Nayeli, I want to wish you and your family health and lots of rest, and I'm sure you have a beautiful family unit. They're taking care of each other, but health and rest and wellness. And once again, I want to thank everybody for showing up for yourselves, showing up and trying something, not knowing what you're about to step into, having some experiences, sharing and being vulnerable, and showing up for the community. Because whether you're across the globe or my neighbor next door, we're all in this together, and we're all here to support each other. And Jessica, thank you again for blessing us with your talent and your wisdom and your unconditional love.
Thank you. Likewise.
Thank you so much, everyone. Please be on the lookout for the thank you email. Fill out the survey to help us out. If you can donate, donate. If you need to talk, you can email us. And we hope to see you in classes in 2021. And stay blessed. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care. Happy New Year.
Happy
Happy New Year. Thank you.